Very good morning, students. Due to this pandemic situation, we could not contact you, we could not reach you through online session. So sometimes we reach you through online, or else sometimes through recorded video we reach you. So whatever it is, you have to follow us, because you are not 6th and 7th standard, you are going to appear board exams. So kindly follow us and update your subjects, whether physics, chemistry or biology, whatever it is, update. It's very important. Don't miss any online session or else recorded video, whatever we schedule. So kindly you follow us, then only you can complete the works, or else you cannot, and end of the year you will feel so missed a lot of times, wasted a lot of times. So don't create that situation. So kindly follow us, and whatever worksheet we give, kindly complete it. And very important one, the classwork, because for 10th you are going to write only 80 marks theory, 20 marks internal marks. Okay, for the internal marks there is some marks, 5 marks are there for classwork. So kindly you follow the classwork, write the classwork very neatly. Okay, so don't scribbling. Okay, so write neatly. Okay, now just we enter the subjects. Okay, the previous weeks we have discussed through the online. We have started the chapter 6 life process we have started, and we discussed about nutrition. We have discussed definition for the nutrition, we have discussed, and mode of nutrition we have discussed already. Nutrition definition we have discussed, and mode of nutrition we have discussed. What are they? There are 2 modes: autotrophic mode and heterotrophic mode. So what is autotrophic mode? Autotrophic mode means the organism able to prepare own food. How the autotrophic prepare their own food? With help of raw materials, example carbon dioxide and water. Okay, examples for autotroph: all green plants and some bacteria. Sir, if bacteria will involve in a photosynthesis? Yes, because the bacteria will show 2 characters. One side shows the plant characters, another one side shows the animal character. So some bacteria only involve photosynthesis. So that here I mentioned some bacteria, not all. Okay, that bacteria are called as a photosynthetic bacteria. Okay, and how it is prepare the own food, that also we have discussed. Photosynthesis, with the help of photosynthesis the process. So definition we have discussed. Okay, and site of photosynthesis. What is the site of photosynthesis? It's a chloroplast. Is a site of photosynthesis. So where is the chloroplast? In leaves. Okay, so why the photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast? Because the chloroplast contains the green color pigments chlorophyll, so that the photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. Okay, and events. Okay, there are 3 events occurs. Okay, so very important one, this what are the events occur during the photosynthesis, the repeated question. So 3 events are occurs that we have discussed one by one. And in desert plant, in night time the stomatas are closed because in plants night time respiration will occur more. What will happen? The oxygen in and CO2 out. So in the desert plant the stomatas are closed in night. Okay, so what will happen? It stores the carbon dioxide, okay, and utilize the carbon dioxide in the next day for photosynthesis. Is possible occur this closing of stomata in night time in all the desert plant? No. For some plants the night time stomatas are closed. Okay, so this we have discussed. Okay, and next one is activity. Some activity, for example, activity 6.1. 6.1. Sometimes from the activity also question will arise. So after school reopen, we'll do the activities properly, just explain theoretically. Okay, so activity 6.1, what it explain? During photosynthesis, chlorophyll is essential. Chlorophyll is need for photosynthesis. Okay, so this activity explain how to take a potter plant. They keep the potter plant few hours in a few days in a dark room and allow destarch. Destarch. What is a destarch? During the photosynthesis, they prepare the food. No, what type of food it is prepared? Glucose it is prepared, and excess amount of glucose is stored inside the body as a starch. Okay, so if you keep the plant in a dark room, what will happen? The starch are reduced. Okay, it becomes a destarch. Again, you take out the plant pot, keep under the sunlight, and allow the for photosynthesis. Then later, you take out the leaf. You pick some leaf. Okay, this leaf is not a normal leaf, it is a variegated leaf. So what is variegated leaves? So the leaves will have multiple colors. One area contains a red color, another one area contains a yellow color, another one area contains a maroon color, like that. A leaf will have multiple colors. Okay, that is called as a variegated leaves. Okay, so after few hours, if you take out the leaf and remove the chlorophyll. How will you remove the chlorophyll? We discussed already. Boil in the hot water and boil in alcohol, not directly, water bath, and remove all the chlorophyll pigments. And finally, you have to add a iodine solution. Iodine solution. So the iodine solution will react with the starch. The first it is destarched. Then after keep the plant pot under the sunlight, it involve the photosynthesis and prepare the glucose, and glucose is converted into starch. So when you add iodine solution, it react with the starch and shows the bluish black color. So if the bluish black is appear, it indicates there is photosynthesis occur, there is starch is occur. If the starch is occur, that plant involved in photosynthesis. So it is proven for photosynthesis, chlorophyll is essential. So activity 6.1 we have discussed, and activity 6.2. Activity 6.2. 6.2. So what is the purpose of this 6.2, activity 6.2? For photosynthesis, CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. For photosynthesis, CO2 is essential. Okay, how will you prove? How to take a two-potted plant? And you cover the plant with a bell jar. What is a bell jar? It is like a bell shape made up of glass. Made up of glass. Okay, it is a it is a B plant. Okay, in A plant, keep a KOH in a glass plate in pot A inside the bell jar. Just to keep KOH, maybe a pellet or else in a liquid form, you keep inside, and you apply the Vaseline thoroughly. The bottom, okay, bottom you have to apply the Vaseline. Okay, we are using the Vaseline for as a lip guard, no, because the CO2 will not, the gaseous exchange will not occur if you apply the Vaseline. And part B, don't keep a KOH, potassium hydroxide, don't keep it. Okay, keep the setup under the sunlight for hours. Okay, and later you take out the leaf from each pot and you test starch test or iodine test. Involve the leaves in the iodine test, and which potted plant will show presence of starch. Potted B will involve photosynthesis, because here the CO2 absorbed by the KOH. The KOH is rollers absorb the CO2. So here lack of CO2, this pot A will not involve in photosynthesis. If it is involved, very less, because the CO2 is absorbed by the KOH. Okay, from outside the CO2 will not enter because we thoroughly applied Vaseline, so there is no gaseous exchange. So here without a CO2, this plant will not involve photosynthesis, so will not show starch. Okay, but plant B, we didn't keep a KOH solution. So here continuously carbon dioxide is available, the sunlight is available, already some amount of water is there in the plant pot, so will involve photosynthesis. Okay, and this leaf, pot B plant leaf will show bluish black. That means the starch is available. So here the carbon dioxide is very essential for photosynthesis, that also proven. So these all we are going to do after reopen the school. Okay, so from this activity also question may come. Okay, for example, what is the role of KOH? If KOH is not occur in both potted plant, what will happen? Which is involve absorption of carbon dioxide in this activity. Why should we apply Vaseline in both plant pot? So like that question will come. Okay, so you have to understand the concept, then only however the question comes you are able to answer. So kindly understand the concept. So these two activities we have discussed. Okay, next we discussed about stomata. Stomata we have discussed. So before that we also discussed about internal structure. of leaf we have discussed. Internal structure of the leaf. So this is very important, 3 mark question as well as a 5 mark question. Okay, this we discussed. And structure of stomata. Structure of stomata. What is stomata? What is stomata? So stomata is a pores appears on leaf surface. Leaf surface. The small pores are appear on the leaf surface, that is stomata. Then structure of the stomata. So structure of the stomata. Okay, this is stomata. This is gourd cell. Gourd cell. And the gourd cell also contains chloroplast. You have to draw the chloroplast, the corner. And also nucleus present. Chloroplast and nucleus. So why you should draw the chloroplast corner? No, because this is a plant cell. Here vacuole is absent. Vacuole is absent. So that we have to draw the chloroplast, the corner, not a middle. Okay, now gourd cell. Gourd cell. So what is the role of the gourd cell? The gourd cell only protect the stomata. This is a gourd cell, the small opening stomata. This gourd cell only protect the stomata. Okay, what is the shape of the gourd cell? It's a kidney or bean shaped. Kidney or bean shaped. You have to draw like this, kidney or bean shaped. Okay, so some of the students will draw like this. These are wrong because this is not a kidney shaped. So whenever you draw the diagrams, the stomata diagram, that should be kidney or bean shaped, then only it is right. Okay, other than the kidney or bean shape, that is wrong. Okay, again this small opening only is called as stomata. Okay, the stomata is covered or protected by gourd cell. That is a kidney or bean shaped. The stomata is a small pores or small opening. The gourd cell only is a kidney or bean shaped. Okay, how many numbers of stomatas are present on the leaf? Okay, more number of stomata, more than 50,000 or more than a lakh stomatas are there. So there are two surface, upper surface and lower surface. In which surface having more number of stomatas? No, compare than upper surface, lower surface of the leaf will have a more number of stomata, because if more stomata occur in the upper surface, no, what will happen? The transpiration will occur. You know what is transpiration? The excess amount of water is released as a water vapor through stomata, call it as a transpiration. So if more number of stomata appear in the upper surface of the leaf, what will happen? Through the stomata, more amount of water evaporated. Then there is a deficit of water for the plants. So that compare the upper surface of the leaf, lower surface of the leaf will have more number of stomata. Question will come, in which surface of the leaf will have more number of stomata? Why? Question will come. Okay, so stomata. Okay, and open and closed stomatas are there. So when the stomatas are open, when the stomatas are closed, when the this occurs, transpiration will occur and the gourd cell will receive the water. So when the water flows into the guard cell, the guard cell will swell up. Then stomata are open. That is open stomata. When there is no flow, this occurs, the transpiration also will reduce. So there is no flow of water in the guard cell. So what will happen? The guard cell become shrink. Then stomata are closed like this. The stomata are closed. So closed stomata. So that may open or closed stomata, both regulated by guard cell. Very important question. How the stomata open, how the stomatas are closed. Okay, so both are regulated by guard cell. How you have to explain? When the water flows into the guard cell, swell up and it open. When there is no water in the guard cell, it shrink and the stomatas are closed. Okay, so this open and closed stomata you have to. Okay, next one is function of stomata. Function of stomata. Okay, the first function is gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange. Exchange CO2 and oxygen will exchange. And next one is transpiration. Transpiration. You know what is transpiration? The excess amount of water released as a water vapor through stomata, called it as a transpiration. Okay, so it's very important one. Function of stomata, definition of stomata, structure of stomata is very important. Another one question: the transpiration will occur only through the stomata? No, the transpiration also occur root, stem and leaf, exactly stomata. But compare the root and stem, more amount of water lost through the stomata only. Again, the transpiration not only occurs in the stomata, also occurs in the stem and root, but maximum will occur in stomata only. Okay, this is also my question will come. Is only through stomata transpiration occurs? If yes, justify, or else only possible transpiration in stomata, justify your answer. Like that question will come. Okay, actually it's not in textbook, but you should know. Okay, this we have discussed. And heterotrophic nutrition. What is heterotrophic? The organism unable to prepare their own food, so it is depend other organism for food. Call it as a heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Unable to prepare own food. Why it is unable to prepare own food? So because there is no chlorophyll. Okay, there is no plant cell, because the example for the heterotrophic nutrition is animals and fungi. Okay, humans also will include it. These do not have a chlorophyll, so without chlorophyll, without a plant cell wall, it cannot prepare their own food. So it is directly or indirectly depend others. Okay, and this heterotrophic nutrition also have two modes. First one is parasite. Another one is saprophyte. Okay, so what is parasite? The parasite means the organism depend on another one organism for food, call it as a parasite. Again, the parasite comes under heterotrophic nutrition. What is a parasite? Organism depend on another one organism for food, another one living organism for food. So here both organisms are living in parasite. Okay, saprophyte. The saprophyte, one organism only living, another one organism may be dead and decay. Again, the definition for the saprophytic, the organism depend on another one dead and decay for food, call it as a saprophyte. So parasite example, amerbel. Okay, amerbel. What is amerbel? Cuscuta. Cuscuta is a plant only, angiospermic plant only. So it is commonly called as a amerbel. So Cuscuta is a angiospermic plant only, but lack of chlorophyll, it becomes heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, and also leeches, tapeworm, ticks. So these are some animals. Cuscuta is a plant, so these are, and lice. So these are some animal comes under the parasite. So this parasite do not killing others, but only takes the food or nutrition from the host. Okay, but saprophyte. Okay, one plant, one organism is living, another one organism non-living. Another one organism non-living. For example, bacteria and fungi. Example, best example, bread mold, yeast, and mushroom. Okay, so here bacteria I wrote. Before I wrote back example for bacteria and autotroph, I told maximum the bacteria comes under heterotroph. Some bacteria only comes under autotroph. So here I wrote a bacteria and fungi. Okay, so this is examples of fungi: bread mold, yeast, mushroom. What is the bread mold? If you keep the bread slice in a dark room without sunlight for few days, it is affected by some disease, no, and black color patches or appears on the bread slice, no, that is a bread mold. That is a type of fungi. Okay, and yeast, generally you studied, it is used in baking industries and algal industries. And also mushroom, we used as a edible mushroom biryani, that is also is a type of fungi only. So these do not have a green color pigment, so it is depend on others for food. Okay, another one, differentiation, autotroph and heterotroph. Okay, the heterotrophic nutrition, the digestion occurs inside. For example, leeches, tapeworm, ticks, and like these are animals, no. So in a parasite, examples animals, the digestion occurs inside the body. But in saprophyte, digestion is occur but outside the body. How? Is there any dead and decay? These bacteria and fungi occupies the dead and decay and decompose it macro into micro. Okay, simple macro substances into simpler substances, and then it is take as a nutrients in the form of fluid. Okay, so here the digestion occurs inside the body, but here digestion occurs outside the body. Okay, so these things we have discussed. Okay, now differentiate between autotroph and heterotroph. Okay, already we discussed and the points are given, so just note it down, that is important. 3 mark question. The maximum time this question was asked, differentiate between auto and hetero. So another one important one I want to say you. If you have a previous year board question paper, science question paper, just to go through it, particularly 5 mark, from nutrition topic, compulsory one 5 mark question was asked. Again, if you have a board question paper, you take the board question paper, science question paper, just to go through it, 5 mark, compulsory one 5 mark asked from the topic nutrition. Okay, and also one 3 mark, and the 3 mark, this auto and heterotrophic nutrition was asked more times. Okay, so give importance to the 3 marks, study well. Okay, so these things we have discussed. Now, nutrition in unicellular organisms. So up to this we have discussed. So again I recalled you because we discussed the subject 2 weeks before, so you may forget. So that's why I recalled you whatever we discussed. Okay, now the nutrition in unicellular organism. Unicellular organism. So we are comes under multicellular organism. We have more tissues, organs, different organs we have. So digestion, respiration, excretion, for the life process we have separate organs. But in unicellular organisms, no more tissues, no more much organs, but there also digestion occurs, nutrition occurs, excretion occurs, transportation, everything occurs. How? We are going to see. Example, the first one is amoeba. Okay, the amoeba is a unicellular organism, so do not have a specific shape. This has cell membrane, this nucleus. Okay, and next, so when it find food, when it find a food particle, suddenly it creates a finger-like projections, that is pseudopodia. This is pseudopodia. So what is pseudopodia? Pseudopodia is a false feet. Okay, so suddenly it engulfs the food particles, and finally the food particles enter into the amoeba, and the digestion occurs, and the nutrients are diffused inside the amoeba. Okay, so but how we take food? We take food from other sources and we eat. The food is enter into the digestive system and digest into complex to simple, and the energy is reached to the cells and absorb the energy by the cells, and we are performing or involving activities. The same it is occurs, but it's in different manner. How it is possible? First, this amoeba. Amoeba have a cell membrane. The cell membrane is flexible. That's why often it is change the structure or shape. Again, the cell membrane is a flexible, so that it is often change its shape. Okay, the nucleus is here. nucleus is here. So when the amoeba find a food particle, suddenly it is what's happening, it create the pseudopodia. What is a pseudopodia? Is a false feet or finger like projections. It create the finger like projections and it engulfing the food. Okay, and it food is stores in the food vacuoles. Okay, and finally the food is digested. How the food is digested? Some enzymes are there inside the amoeba. Okay, so when it engulfs the food, the enzyme, with the help of the enzyme, the food particles are break down complex into simple and absorbable forms, and the nutrients are diffused into the cytoplasm and absorb the nutrients by the cell and involve regular activities. Okay, so like this nutrition occurs in amoeba. It is very important 3-mark question. This is also one of the important question frequently asked. Explain nutrition in amoeba with neat labeled diagrams. Okay, so like this. Another one question will come. Which is responsible for the engulfing the food in amoeba? What is the another one function of the structure? Again, which is responsible to engulf the food in amoeba? What is the another one function of the structure? Here, which is responsible for engulf the food? Pseudopodia is responsible for engulf the food. And what is another one function of the pseudopodia? The function is, first function is engulf. Okay, and another one function is locomotion. Okay, question will come. Which is responsible to engulf the food in the amoeba? What is the another one function of the structure? The first function is engulf food. So what amoeba eats? Already amoeba small in size, unicellular organism. And what amoeba eats? Amoeba eats the edible algae in small amount, because under the water, under the ocean, the algae are there, some plants are there, the plants are breaks into smaller pieces. So that is obtained by the amoeba. And also the small microbes, small organism, living organism are the food for the amoeba. So the pseudopodia function is engulfing the food and also for the locomotion. Okay, this is an important 3-mark question. Okay, and another one examples are given. Paramecium. How nutrition occurs in paramecium? Question will come. But it is not asked in an exam, but possibilities are there. Paramecium. The paramecium also is one of the protozoan. This is cell membrane. This is cytosome, cilia, and macro and micronucleus. and this contractile vacuoles. Contracted vacuole which is responsible to excrete the waste material. Food vacuole is store the food and the contractile vacuole help for excrete the waste material. Okay, so this is a paramecium. Another one microorganism. This comes under the protozoan. Comes under the protozoan. Amoeba and paramecium also unicellular organism comes under protozoan, and also it is a eukaryote because nucleus are present. Nucleus is present. In amoeba only single nucleus are there. In paramecium micro and macro two nucleus are there. Okay, let's see how the nutrition occurs in paramecium. So it is also an aquatic animal. It moves in water with the help of cilia. The cilia are responsible for locomotion, but in amoeba for locomotory organ is pseudopodia, but in paramecium the cilia is a locomotory organ. So when it is moves, so if it is find any food particles, food particle, this cilia it's push the food to the cytostome. Very important one. While the paramecium is moves, when it is identify the food, the cilia push the food to the cytostome. Here, what is cytostome? Cyto means cell. Stome means mouth. Stome means mouth. So the food particles enter into the through the cytostome. Through the cytostome it enter and finally reach to the food vacuoles. Food vacuoles. So inside the food vacuole food is stored. So whenever it is necessary, the digestion is occurs like amoeba. In paramecium also some digestive enzymes are present. So with the help of the digestive enzyme, the food is digested. Complex into simpler form. After the digestion, the energy is diffused into the cytoplasm. Okay, diffused into the cytoplasm. So we have a mouth. The same structure is there in the paramecium, but that is called as a cytostome. Again, when this is a paramecium, it is a slipper shape. Slipper shape. So when it is moves the water, when it is identified and it is found the food particles, suddenly the cilia push the food into the cytostome. What is a cytostome? Cytostome is a mouth. Okay, so through the cytostome the food is entered into the paramecium and stored in the food vacuoles. Later the food is digested with the digestive enzymes. The food is digested with the digestive enzymes, and after digestion the digested food particles are diffused into the cytoplasm. A nutrition is occurred in paramecium like this. But maximum time the nutrition in amoeba question only asked, but possible this will be also possible to ask. Okay, so this is a structure of amoeba. This is a slipper shape, but amoeba shape is not a definite shape. Okay, so like this, nutrition occurs in amoeba as well as paramecium. Okay, another one question: differentiate between amoeba and paramecium. Or how nutrition occurs in amoeba and paramecium, or differentiate between the nutrition in amoeba and paramecium. amoeba. Paramecium. Okay, amoeba no definite shape. Okay, have a definite shape. What shape? Slipper shape. This is one of the differentiation. Okay, second one is pseudopodia. Is a locomotory organ or structure. Here cilia is a locomotory structure or organ. Next point, no definite place or site for engulf food particles. In amoeba, in any place, any site, it create the pseudopodia. In amoeba, in any site, it can create the pseudopodia for engulf the food. But here there is a specific site. For engulf food particles. Okay, so this is a differentiate between amoeba and paramecium. So this is not in textbook, but once upon a time, a few times this question was asked. So kindly note it down. Okay students, today we have recalled what we listened the previous classes, and we have discussed how nutrition occur in unicellular organism, amoeba and paramecium. Okay, and differentiate between amoeba and paramecium we have discussed. Kindly copy this in your classwork, and I'll give you a worksheet. Kindly you complete. After, write the classwork continuously. Don't write the back side. Don't put a separate note, because the worksheet only you are going to use after complete the portion for revising. So that time will be very useful. So keep safe all your worksheet, not only biology, all the worksheets you keep safe. So will be useful after complete the portion. Okay, so just you copy. So see you in the next class. Thank you. Again, stay home and stay safe. Wear mask. Okay, often wash your hands, whether with soap solution or else sanitizer. Thank you.